What's up, my loves? It's your girl Diamond. I'm back with my all new review of Love and Marriage Huntsville. Let's get into it. So, we see Courtney, Stormy's husband. He invited all the guys to come to the gym to play basketball so we can have a nice, peaceful outing. All the guys come in and they are not equipped into playing basketball. Majority of them played football and baseball. Nobody played basketball. Courtney schooled them, okay? And the production team was so shady when they put the sign calling it a middle-aged pickle game because these men are old. And Marcel was like, this is a typical guy thing. You know what I'm saying? Last week we were at each other's throats. And now we're playing basketball. I'm literally playing against somebody that I was about to fight. And it's kind of cool. And I'm like, that's kind of true. You know what I'm saying? That men have a different way of moving on with things versus women. But when it comes down to letting stuff go, I'm looking at Marceau. I'm like, Marceau, you do not let things go as much as Martell don't let things go. But you guys just playing nice for the moment. Okay? So Courtney is telling them that Stormy is going to have a peaceful dinner and that she's inviting everybody. And they're like, okay, you might want to have security there because what happened last time wasn't a good thing, okay? And all the drama with the ladies, it needs to be done. It needs to be in a cool setting. So let's just see if they can get over it. But women don't get over things easily as men do. Women don't easily forgive and forget, which is true. You know what I'm saying? Women don't let go of things easily. Women have a petty way of still holding on to things. And it's in our nature because we're emotional beings. But when it comes to holding on to shit that don't make no sense, holding on to shit that is messing you up and not the other person, that means that you have to let go of something that you don't want to let go of. But he did have a point. Women are most likely easy to forgive, but not easy to forget. You know what I'm saying? I can move differently when it comes to how I can forgive you. And the men were just talking about what's going on in their lives. You know what I'm saying? Business is booming for Marceau. Maurice is happy to be the first African American to have a title company. But I thought that was Kimmy's dream to have a title company. And Courtney wants to get on the ball with real estate, but he doesn't want to do no heavy lifting. He doesn't want to do no construction. He just wants to invest and make money. That's all he wants to do. Hearing that, Marceau said, I will be happy to bring him along, teach him what I know, because that's what I did to Martell. I tried to bring him in on commercial real estate, and he didn't take it. Shade, Marceau, shade. See, not letting things go. So then, asking Martell, how's everything going between him and Mel? You know, co-parenting, how's it going? He said everything's going great. You know what I'm saying? We're getting better. I mean, to the point where she invited me to Destin, Florida, where they always had their family traditions, their family vacation, and she invited him along. So Marceau and Maurice were the first to be like, word, for real? You think that will confuse the kids? I mean, you guys coming together to go to the family vacation? Do you think that that might put an inkling in the kids' minds that mommy and daddy might get back together? Martell said, no, my kids are old enough to realize that the situation is for what it is. Mommy and daddy are divorced, but we're still a family. And us going on a family vacation, it doesn't mean that we're back together because we're not back together. And Maurice is in the background talking about how kids do have hope of wanting their parents to get back together. Then he talked about when him and Kyle separated, his son wanted to know when will he get back together with his mom because he wanted mommy and daddy to be together. And I'm just looking like, Maurice, you're always in the background, secretly hoping that Martell and Mel will get back together. You have been on that wavelength ever since the divorce happened. Like you made a comment seeing that Martell and Mel came together as a united front, thinking that maybe there's hope, maybe they can get back together. No, not everything has to equate with they're getting back together because they decided to not argue. They come together to defend their children. Maybe they can move on from things. No, the damage is done between Mel and Martell. What they do have is their children. That's all they have together. And With Maurice and Marceau, they were both like, I mean, we had that hope when our parents got divorced and they started dating each other again. And I'm like, was that as you guys were smaller, or that is what you guys are at now? I want to know what time, when, what age you guys were when your parents got divorced. And after they got divorced, they started dating each other, and you guys had the hope of mommy and daddy getting back together. Not saying that it's not normal for kids to want their parents to get back together, because that's, kind of every kid's dream of wanting their mommy and daddy to be together. I love my family. I don't want it to change. I don't want them to break up. But when it comes down to what we have witnessed and seen with the demise of the marriage, there is no hope of them getting back together. Some marriages can come back from that and some don't. And I don't think that Mel and Martell are one of those people who can come back from an affair, an outside baby. No, they're not going to come back from that. And I'm going to put myself in that situation. Growing up, I never saw my biological father and my mom in a loving capacity, in a loving manner. Never. It was bullshit from the start. I had no hopes. But when my mom married my stepdad, oh yes, that marriage that I saw bloom and have been a part of that all the way till the age where my sisters are now 11 and 17. Oh yeah, I want my relationship. I want my parents' marriage to last forever and ever and ever, because that's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping they will never break up, because that's what I hope for. And, you know, just like Lewis made a point with, it doesn't even matter if the kids hope that their parents get back together. What matters is we're seeing their parents in a laughing manner. They're laughing, they're having a good time, they're being friendly towards one another, they're not arguing. And that is always something to be happy about. Mommy and daddy not fighting, mommy and daddy having a good time. And as kids get older, that's what's gonna have to be understood. You know what I'm saying? Kids will have to understand why mommy and daddy did this. They did this for you. You know what I'm saying? For you to be happy that you still have your family. Like, we're family at the end of the day. We're just not together. Us not being together doesn't change how much we love you. You are our children. And it's just always funny how Marcel and Maurice always want to come in the background with, do you think, do you think, do you think? Y'all give so much advice on how it can affect children when you guys don't do that for your own kids. Marceau, did you ever talk to your kids while you left them to go to a solo trip to Africa? Maurice, did you talk to your son about how you left Kimmy to talk to his mom about what's next for Monster? Did you do that? Did you tell your kids the decision that you've made when it comes down to certain things? I don't think so. So you can miss me. Stormy. Stormy and Melody, they meet at a crystal shop to get some crystals. You can even get your aura painted, because Stormy's on her spiritual journey of peace and healing. Now, Melody lets her know about the dinner she had with the original six and that they place boundaries. Kids are off limits. And her whole energy was cool. She didn't react to anything. She didn't come back to nothing, even to the point where Tisha was being shady. That the one piece of information that Tisha will always be happy to repeat is, in that interview with Dr. Heavenly, Martell said that when Mel stepped out on him, that there was a baby and that he was wondering if that was his. You know what I'm saying? Questioning Sugar Mama's paternity right there. And she didn't say nothing. She didn't react to that. And I'm so happy that Mel caught that, because I said that in my last video. Tisha loves repeating that Melody stepped out on Martell. That's the one piece of information that she has no problem repeating, with saying that my mom said that Martell said this. And I was like, no, Tisha, stop. You always be so oblivious and so dumb with what your mother says. Oh, but you be so upfront and so about it to repeat what Melody did. I see what you're doing. Like the passive aggressive digs. Oh, yes. You know what I'm saying? And she completely didn't react. She was cool. She kept her calm. And that was something that she doesn't normally do, because she doesn't like the fact that Tisha often makes excuses for her mother and her husband's behavior, tends to act oblivious, naive, dumb, like, I don't know. That's what she said. I don't know why she would say that. I don't know. And it's like, girl, miss me. Your innocent act is a fake act, okay? Because this is what Tisha does. She acts like she's so oblivious to things, but she knows exactly what's going on. But of course, in the end, came to an agreement that kids are off limits. Don't post negative things about each other. If you have a problem, please come to them face to face. That didn't last long because by the time all this happened, this was in the summer, and everybody was on live. Everybody was making certain digs at each other. So y'all didn't keep up with y'all end of the bargain of not being negative towards each other on social media. But now, since the meeting was productive, Stormy wanted to know, are y'all friends? Are you and Tisha friends? Oh no, I'm not looking to make friends. No, 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 I'm straight. I'm straight. Because she wanted to have a peace dinner with everyone. She said everybody like who? You, me, Destiny, Kimmy, Tiffany, Tisha. You know what I'm saying? Like, because after what happened at the Valentine's Day event, nothing got resolved. And Stormy kind of feels guilty that when it came down to her getting into it with Destiny, things went left and we never found another time to resolve things again. So I want to be the one to open that door for us to resolve things. And she said, listen, we tried that before. We tried to go someplace where it was peace and serenity to resolve things and it didn't work. Well, she said it didn't work with me. Let's see if it can work with me. I'm all about Stormy in this positive kick on trying to see if she can mend the business together, but it's too much has been said, it's too much has been done, and if nobody's going to be accountable, then we're going to be in the same spot. Marceau. Marceau and Courtney, they meet up, and Marceau showed him one of the buildings that he just completed. And he's like, what made you want to, get into real estate? He is really embedded in the idea of flipping and selling it and the difference of commercial real estate and residential. Residential is building for homes to live in, while commercial is building for businesses. You know what I'm saying? You got, storefronts, barbershops, hair salons, you know what I'm saying? Building for a business. And that's what he really wants to do. And but he doesn't want to be a part of the process of building. He just wants to invest in it. But Marceau is happy to tell him the ins and outs because while you say you want to just, invest and get your money back, you know that it's a time frame with this. You can't say you'll invest in a property that I'm going to build for you on a Monday and expect for a return on Wednesday. Not how that works. There are a lot of projects that takes a lot of time. While you are putting money in it, you're going to have to wait until you receive a return. That's with any business. Once you put money into a business, you have to make certain that the business stays open long enough to see a return. So if he's putting a bid on a building, he has to understand money goes into building the building and paying off other people. And when you finally see a return on that, that's when you be like, okay, now I know what to do. And I love that Courtney is taking in the information and that he just wants to have his hands in everything. You know what I'm saying? And he was like, so is this only for you or is this for you and Stormy? Courtney says, it's always going to be about Stormy. I said, yes, Courtney. Because Courtney and Stormy, they do everything together. You know what I'm saying? They're a marriage, they're a family, they do business. You know what I'm saying? There's no separate. But that when it comes to business and personal, yes, they are separate from that, but they are very well connected together when it comes to doing that. And Marceau was like, how do you do that? I can't do that. I can't be in business with my wife and in a marriage with my wife. He feels like I don't want what's going on in our business to spill over in our household. And Corny read him off like, I don't think you like working with women. Ding, ding, ding. We have an answer. He don't. He don't because Marceau was like, I can come together with her to create the vision, but executing it, that's on me. And they have gender roles. You know what I'm saying? Marceau is very misogynistic. He feels like the man is supposed to work and the woman is supposed to cook and clean. That's where he's at. And he said, oh, no, 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 no. See, that's the thing. We don't have those gender roles. If Stormy is taking lead on a project or a business, she's in the lead. I ain't got nothing to add. I ain't got nothing to say because she got it, and I'm there to support her. Vice versa. And Marceau don't want Tisha to take the lead on anything. That's kind of why with him saying how she is the co-owner of the company, you know what I'm saying? She holds majority of the shareholder. That's the position that he wanted her to believe that she's taking. At the end of the day, Marcel makes all the decisions and Tisha's going to agree. He's making Tisha believe that she's in charge of things when she really isn't. And Courtney was like, we don't have that type of relationship. We don't. You know what I'm saying? And when it comes down to giving Marcel advice, he said, listen, me and Stormy made 20 million together. And I think that you and Tisha can double what you made before while working together because it's a competition in Marcel's head with hearing that him and Stormy made 20 million. He said that him and Tisha made 17 million apart. I'm like, apart from what? 17 million in total or a couple of projects that you've done that's been completed and you're just now receiving a payment and it added up to receiving 17 million. And if you are receiving 17 million, why aren't y'all in Scott Manor? Why isn't Scott Manor built? I'm just saying. Because I'm not saying that Marcel and Tisha don't make money. I'm pretty sure they make millions of money. You know what I'm saying? Five, six. I'm pretty sure they make a really, really good amount of money with the projects that Marcel is doing, plus this show and their businesses. Why aren't y'all in Scott Manor? Because you were supposed to be in that rental house for only a couple of years. It's been more than that. And we have not seen no progress in Scott Manor. None. All we see is dirt and sticks. And if you made $17 million, where's the money going? I guess the money is going to the company. The money is going to your employees. The money is going to, everything else you probably got lined up that needs a payment on. So I guess 17 million isn't just lying around waiting to be used. So there might be something, but it's just kind of funny though. You're so proud of making 17 million, then why aren't y'all in y'all Scott Manor house? You said you have to start over because Tisha wants something done. Like I'm not seeing anything done. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, okay. So basically, Marceau don't think like Courtney. Courtney is thinking of the now of this generation. There's no separation of what me and my wife doing. Me and my wife do things together for our family, for our business. She don't do this is her thing, this is my thing. No, we do things together. And I love that Courtney is very confident in himself to be proud and to be a man and be like, well, my wife got it, my wife got it. And I ain't got nothing else to say. Love that. Absolutely love that. Love his confessional. You know what? Courtney is a very handsome man with his light eyes. Okay, I said, Storm, you got a good man here. You know what I'm saying? And with Courtney giving him advice to, I think you should try it, he ain't gonna do it. Marcel don't take advice if it's not him giving advice. But we're gonna move on from there. Kimmy. I'm gonna have to breathe through this. Kimmy and Maurice are having a movie night. Their theater room is finished. They're having hot dogs and hamburgers. But this was a tough week for her. In June, she found a lump in her breast. She called the doctor, scheduled a mammogram. As a nurse, she did another self diagnosis and found another lump. So while having found the lump in her breast, she found another lump in her lymph node. Having found two lumps in two different areas in your breast is an automatic sign of breast cancer. And she's put on a brave face for her family, but she is so worried about being strong that she's not trying to think of the unknown because she doesn't have the results yet. When she came down to discovering this, she wanted to stop filming, but realized that maybe her continuing this journey can help save someone, help inspire someone. That's all she's ever wanted to do in her life. her goal is to always be able to inspire one person. And don't want to say it is yet, don't want to jinx it, don't want to put that in the atmosphere. But Marie's telling her, you do not have to put on a brave face. You don't. I am here dealing with this with you. Your family is here. But she doesn't want to act like it's not happening. But she doesn't want to cry all the time. She doesn't want to talk about it all the time. She doesn't want to worry. And she doesn't mean to shut out her family, shut out her friends. They will give her so much compassion, so much prayers, but it's going to get too much to her. And she's going to just, not want to be there. It's going to be overwhelming. And her mind can play tricks on her. So, with the scare that Kimmy has, I hate cancer. I've lost a couple of family members from it. And with breast cancer, it's scary. My mom is always telling me to check my body. There was one time, I think a couple of years ago, my doctor felt that she saw or that she felt a lump. But it turns out it was tissue, thank God. And I probably do need to schedule a mammogram though, just to check, because it doesn't hurt to check. You have to check on yourself. And Kimmy hasn't fully come out and say that she has it, but I have seen on her Instagram, on the Love and Marriage Huntsville fan page, that she has hosted events in bringing awareness of breast cancer. But I don't know what that could mean. And also talking about insuring a will, life insurance. You just never know what happens, and you want to put things in place. She realized that they never talked about it, but then she put out this disclaimer that I know this is what you signed up for. And I said, don't do that, Kimmy. Don't make it seem as if this is your fault that this happened to you. And you're telling Maurice, look, you didn't sign up for this, did you? No, 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 Kimmy, don't do that. And when he said, oh no, I signed up for everything because I love you and I want to be here with you. Without you, nothing matters. I said, Maurice, don't make me cry, because I wanted to see how Maurice was going to react into hearing this. I wanted to see if he would be there to support her, because lately Maurice always demands so much of her that she's not getting the same in return. So for him to be emotional and understand and support her with telling her, I'm here with you. You know what I'm saying? We got this. You're not doing this by yourself. And all they have to do is wait for the results. I was like, Kimmy, you gonna make it, girl. You got this. I was really in my feelings with hearing this from Kimmy. And hearing that Maurice was there for her. I mean, it's in your vows. For better or for worse, in sickness and in health. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going nowhere. And I loved it. I loved it so much. So we're gonna move on to Stormy. It is the night of her peace party. She got a black violinist. The peace and serenity vibes was all over through her estate. I loved it. Kimmy arrives. She's not really ready to share what's going on, but she's loving the peace vibes. It was well needed. The angelic flowing energy. So happy. So obviously everybody came in their simple, you know, flowy boho chic dresses, sundresses, and everything. Tisha came in shorts. Not saying that Tisha can't get comfortable, because Tisha did look cute, but it reminded me of the energy that she was on at the Valentine's Day event. How she showed up wearing pants and a high ponytail and sneakers. Here she is again, wearing Daisy Dukes and sneakers. I just feel like it's low key, passive aggressive. It's low key. I want to be prepared for anything, and I want to be, ready on go. Saying that, I mean, you said we're going to be sitting outside, so I wanted to be comfortable. I'm pretty sure that Stormy sent out a dress casual, no, not a sundress invite, like a type of form or type of wear in the message, and you decided to say nope. I'm just gonna be ready. Okay. Um, Mel is not looking to bring up anything. She's just, hopefully everybody can stick to the agreement and we can move forward. And with everyone arriving, we get to Destiny. She arrives with her cousin and saying that her cousin has her back, knowing how Mel and Martell can get, and that she's met everyone because Melly was embarrassing herself fighting with someone's grandma, fighting Wanda. And I hope she behaves herself a little better tonight. I said, Destiny, you starting shit already. Nobody embarrassed themselves but you, creating a moment with Melody, talking about how you should have been squared out like you did Tisha. And how could you bring someone to someone else's house? You and Stormy are not that cool where you can invite a random person to her house she don't know. It was rude. It was rude. Did you tell Stormy? Because Stormy was like, oh, you brought someone. Luckily, I had an extra seat. No, I did not know you were going to bring somebody. And Stormy was not about to, let this bother her. She said, you know what? I'm just going to write it off. It's okay. No, it's cool. It's cool. And Destiny, that's not right. What was your purpose of that? You wanted to bring backup? Backup for what? Who was going to come at you? Nobody was going to come at you. What you bring backup for? Is this give back for Melody and Stormy? How they came unannounced at your event, girl? That was a public event for a public store. This is someone else's house. Stormy invited you to her estate with her black violinist and her outside table. You don't bring no random stranger to someone else's house. That was rude as fuck. But figured, we're moving forward. We might as well accept it. Hell no. You don't do that. So bringing everybody else together, we haven't been around each other since the Valentine's Day event. Stormy admitted that she contributed to the event going left. But as soon as Stormy is admitting that, I see Destiny making faces. Pretty much like, oh yeah, girl, you ruined the event. I'm glad you realized that because it was your fault. And I'm just like, Destiny, just stop. You are being extremely childish. These passive aggressive tones, you just making faces. It's just not really like you are an adult. You're a mother. And you're acting like this. It's not a good look. It really isn't. And everybody played a part into Valentine's Day event going left. Okay? Don't do that. I just can't with Destiny. I really can't. So basically, we pick up where things left off, where I feel like it went left, and I just want us to get to a better place. You know what I'm saying? And, between me and Destiny, it did go a little left. I mean, girl, you threw a chair. I said some shit. And she was like, oh, it wasn't me. I wasn't there. Destiny, you threw a chair. We can go back to that. And, excuse me, they light some sage, did some affirmations about what they wanted to desire and everything. When Melody was given her opportunity to speak on what she wants to be a better person and everything, you hear Destiny coughing. As Melody speaking on being in peace and being better for herself, she was like, oh, someone wants to be about peace and harmony, but you weren't like that at Madani. When you were fighting with Wanda, you weren't in peace and harmony. And I'm just like, Destiny, shut up. You will look for any opportunity to go against Mel and always bring up on what she did at your event. Girl, at the end of the day, nobody gave a fuck about going to your event. Nobody cared. Okay? You putting all that on Melody is bullshit. Okay? See, she's doing the same exact thing that she did to Kimmy and Tiffany. Using one simple thing, holding it over someone else's head, and using it as a storyline. Okay? Because you didn't have much coming into the season. And now you want to use her ruining your event? Miss me. Miss me. Miss me. And it's like, girl, get over it. Get over it. Madani was weeks ago. Get over it, girl. Has your business increased since then? But that's not because of Melody. That's not because of anybody else. That's because of you. You don't know how to do your business. Then, while everybody was doing their affirmations, it came down to Destiny. And she said she's happy for overflowing of success and that she's thriving and not just surviving. Melody resonated with that, having gone through a divorce herself, having to redo everything, rebuild, figure things out, start over, it could be hard for black women. And she's very happy that Destiny is in a better place after her divorce. For someone to say that someone treat you like a charity case, that don't sound like somebody treat you like a charity case. You, however, have such nasty things to say about Melly on confessional, but yet she, in her confessional, gave you credit, gave you kudos, is happy that you are in a better place, that you're moving forward, you're making something of yourself after a divorce. Wow, Destiny, you thrive in negativity, don't you? That's where I think you feel the most like powerful or something. Like you feel vindicated. You feel like you have something to like prove upon. I don't know. And it just shows that Melody does care for you. But she's not about to let you dictate on how she should move forward in her life. Um, and Destiny is a very hard person to please. Very hard person to please. You can't say anything to Destiny if it's not her being right, even if she's in the wrong. Um, then it got to Kimmy. Kimmy said that she will overcome anything, but she wasn't ready to share what she was going through. And I'm happy that it didn't push her. They accepted it and moved forward. So after that, Stormy decides to come up with a game. What I think, what I saw, what I heard. And go around to remember times where you thought you heard something, you thought it meant this, but it meant this. This isn't what I meant. And Tiffany was like, I don't think this is a good idea. Like, this is like therapy. We're not in therapy, are we? So, Stormy brings up what happened between her and Destiny at the Valentine's Day event when she was genuinely asking Destiny what happened in her friendship with Melody. Destiny already irritated because you asked me more than once, but Stormy wasn't trying to be mean. She wasn't trying to be nosy. She really wanted to know how did you guys' friendship broke apart. But Destiny don't want to receive it like it was this. You wanted to be like, girl, you wanted to check on me from what was said by Mel. That's why. But Destiny never wants to believe someone else's intention because she thinks she knows everything, but she really don't. And I still feel like Stormy asked a general question. What happened? Anyway, it was Tiffany's turn. I thought that Tiffany did not want to talk about it, but she says, I think that everybody has had a moment where it's been misconceptions. But for me, I've had several of them with Destiny. Because as soon as Tiffany said she didn't have anything, any misconceptions about her or had any disagreements, Destiny making a face. So now when she did call out Destiny, she will be passive aggressive and childish and like, oh, we're going there? Okay, let's take it there. And being very nonchalant and not necessary. Tiffany said, is this Detroit? No, for real. Like, because I'm not doing this with you. I'm not being combative. I'm not saying how you did this. I'm just talking about a miscommunication that we've had. And you're giving me an energy that I'm not here for. I don't think that Destiny be prepared for people to be giving her the same exact energy. Because Tiffany wasn't here for Destiny. Like, I'm not about to play these games with you. And why are you acting like you can't have a simple conversation with an adult about a miscommunication, a misunderstanding? Like, this is not difficult, Destiny. So we go back to the beginning when season 3, when Destiny had her birthday brunch and Tiffany got introduced to the group, and she mentioned that she met her before, but mistook her for another woman that was with LeBaric at an award night. And when Destiny made that dramatic exit that I called out because it was dramatic, um, Tiffany was just saying, Why did you act like it was a shocker to hear that information when we've talked about it numerous times? So Kimmy broke it down with, you're saying that her reaction was a surprise to you because you already had that conversation. And with her reacting to it, it's like it was something that wasn't said. Exactly. Exactly. So I just felt like, Destiny, if y'all had this conversation, why is it a problem that she's bringing it up again? And I get it. I said it last season. Tiffany came in messy, but at the same point in time, Destiny, you're not innocent either. But then there was more to that conversation. While thinking that that wasn't an appropriate conversation, Destiny decides to give more information that the woman that Tiffany mistook her for was Melnika. Her and LeBerry were receiving an award that night, and there was nothing to be said. They weren't together romantically. They just happened to be at the same night receiving an award. So, with that being said, Destiny, if you knew the woman that she mistook you was Melnika, why are you making it seem as if Tiffany was out here trying to call out or put out that narrative that LeBerg was cheating on you, that he was seen with another woman? If you knew who the woman was, that means you had the conversation with Tiffany, got it cleared. So when it came down to her seeing you again, she's like, oh, I'm happy I get to see you again. Remember, I saw you and I mistook you for someone else? So it wasn't as bad as Desmond tried to make it seem like, and which led to Tiffany not really being accepted in the group. So it's like this was not even a big deal. This was so freaking small. And Destiny again took something so small and make it bigger. Use that as her storyline, which is what she did. I'm just like, girl, you can miss me with that. You're doing the exact same thing you did. Take something so small and make it bigger. And then after that, it's just her whole attitude right now. It's annoying, it's fake, it's passive aggressive. And when it came down to asking Destiny, what does she want to get resolved? She said, oh no, I'm great. I'm great. Everyone's great. I'm good. That's fake. That's passive aggressive. Destiny, you do not hide your emotions well. You don't hide your facial expressions well. You don't hide the energy well. And then it went to Tisha. Tisha following what Destiny's doing and saying, "Oh no, I'm good. I don't have any energy. I don't have any issue. I'm good. Monkey see, monkey do." So now she's saying that she doesn't want to bring up the past and not get things unresolved. I don't want to open those wounds again. I understand that Tisha tried to, play it cool, not get into something, but when it comes down to you trying to hold on to, not trying to hold on to the past, please tell me you're talking about yourself. Please make sure you're talking about yourself. How you don't want to let go of the past because Tisha, you hold grudges as well. And Melody wanted to clear up that she did say hi to Destiny at her event. She said hi by name and to Kimmy. Destiny said she did not hear her. That's why I said, don't come into my business without speaking. So Stormy said, now that you heard her say that she did speak to you, does that change anything? She said, no, it don't. From that point on, I wouldn't try to do anything with Destiny. If Destiny's gonna always be in that space of negativity, that space of nothing's good enough for her, because nothing is good enough for Destiny unless you tell her what she wants to hear, which is she's in the right, you're in the wrong. She doesn't get called out on how her demeanor can be nasty, her energy can be stank, and that it can lead to a different outcome because I believe that Destiny still don't think that her calling Stormy sweetie was condescending. And she gets so surprised when someone gives her that energy. And it's just like, Destiny, you can miss me with that. Melody, I wouldn't try to move forward with her. I wouldn't. If knowing that she did speak to you and you still want to be like, no, no, done. Done trying. I see you when I see you. We're here, we're not here. I'm not doing this with you. Because it's exhausting. These are energy sucking vampires, like Melody said, to having to censor yourself how you really want to express it without someone else saying that you're doing too much or don't take it there because we gotta take it there. I shouldn't have to be silenced in how I'm feeling because you don't get silence on how you feeling. Because you allowed for you to be in such a nasty demeanor and people are giving you a pass for it. You see Tisha over there making faces with you while Melody was speaking about Tiffany speaking because you thrive in negativity. You like having somebody who you can talk shit to and not realize that this is never going to go well. You do not want to always be in a space of negativity. But Destiny got on my damn nerves. I'm just like, this should not be hard for Destiny to look inside herself to realize how she's coming off. And it was just annoying to me. The next episode, we can get the conversation with Melody and Destiny, and I feel like it's a waste of time. If Destiny's not gonna take accountability in what she did, it's a waste of space, waste of energy. But y'all, that's it. That's all I have. Please stay tuned for next video, and I'm gonna see you guys later. Bye.